Hi, I'm Jodi Earls, and I'm really happy you're here. Hi to those of you who I already work with. This is my Yoga Core Flow series, and it is something that I really wanted to put together after having my own experience with having the feeling of being in my body in its natural state for many years, and then having a period of, I would say, probably 8 to 10 years where I just didn't feel like myself. It just, with the addition of stress, and most importantly, my response to the stress over the course of this extended period of time, my body shifted, and I suddenly found myself not as tuned in to this area and the center of my body, and the shape of my body from about here to here changed significantly. And it was very frustrating because I was doing pretty much everything that I had done before and more so, including teaching yoga full time and doing great things with that, and all the other wonderful things that were being done. And I just couldn't kind of shake it. Anyway, I made a commitment, and it took about, I'd say, 7 months or so, say a year, so I'm not exaggerating, to come back into my natural state. And it took kind of focus on certain things, and it worked. And it's not like it created a body that wasn't mine. I just basically came back to the state that I was in to begin with. And I was really happy about that, and I want to share it with you. So this idea of coming into core was kind of a funny discovery for me. I really didn't embrace it as a yoga instructor for a very long time, and by that I mean like 2.5 decades into my career. I agreed with core, and I taught moving from the core, but it was more an overall, like, everything is moving together lesson, which I still truly believe in. And during this time when I realized, oh, I'm out of balance and this needs to get more, that's when I started really focusing specifically on core exercises that then I could incorporate into the rest of yoga, and then of course incorporate into the rest of my life. So I got over that feeling of being a little arrogant about there's no yoga butt, there's no yoga abs. It's about finding freedom on all the levels. Yeah, it is. And yet, if there's one part of us that is connected to the whole that isn't feeling as strong as it can be, then there's, a cog in the wheel. And so that's what this program is about. It's about finding more strength specifically through core, which is basically this whole zone, center of the pelvis up through the abdominal region, all around the waistline, all around through the back body. This area that when you are instructed to strengthen your core because it will make your back better or helps you feel better both in clothes and not in clothes, that's the area that we're targeting. And what's lovely is that we're doing it in a yoga setting. So incorporated in that will be, what is your intention? Why are you doing this? Like, maybe go deeper than just, I want to look good. Like, want to look good, that's great, but like, what else is in there? And so we have this deeper intention through it. We also work with breath work. The interesting thing is when our core is not in shape, it's harder to breathe more deeply. And so by doing this, we will be able to breathe more easily and powerfully. However, we can work with pranayama, with the breathwork exercises, to help move through the core as well. And in addition to that, the wonderful part about doing it in the yoga setting is it's not just the physical. There are these 5 layers. Our physical body, so we're going to be working with that as we always do. The next body is the breath and emotional layer. So that's really big. There's that pranayama. There's that, what is your why? How are you feeling now? Be honest about how you're feeling now. And move forward to where you're aligned with how you believe you want to feel is how you really are, expressing yourself in your body, in the world. And then the breath, the layer inside of that is mental. So mental, if we are stressed because of our circumstances, that's going to be hard on us. So I went through a severe period with a very extended period of time where I was fighting with myself over the circumstances. In other words, they were stressful, no doubt about it. And I still have lots of stress. Those of you who know me know there's a lot. And my approach is different. So this idea of surrender to what is, give yourself the resourcing before you do that, which yoga has so many resources there. And if you want to go deeper into specifically that would be my coaching program. So let me know. And when we surrender, what can we do with our response? What can we do with our response to surrendering to something that isn't how we want it to be? Chances are it's bringing up something that needs to be healed, or it could be tapping into something that needs to be expanded upon, deep creativity that's not expressed. Who knows? But being really clear and being resourced and having a good guide is a great way to go about it. So after a good solid long time, this whole time of fighting and putting a lot of my energy into trying to fix everything from my perspective and pumping cortisol through my body, I changed. And yeah, I made changes in my life and all that, but it wasn't just the changes in my life, it was my attitude first. Because in yoga, our strength is our strength and our softness is our strength too. Can we be so strong that we are also soft? That is true strength that cannot be taken away. Then inside of that is our intuitive layer. If you, I'm talking about the layers of the being when we're working with yoga. If you know that you're not in the body that you're supposed to be in, this course is probably going to be great for you. And then inside is how we're deeply connected. And if we are trying to connect to the whole, through this vehicle that is our body, and our body feels clogged and our body feels heavy, and we just feel like we're covering it up, and the solution to feeling better is to buy different clothing. Let's get in there and free you up and find freedom on a physical level. So welcome to my Yoga Core Flow program. The way this program is going to work is you are going to receive first you buy the program, and then you'll have access to the classroom. You will receive a lesson every Sunday at 5 o'clock. It will be recorded. It will have information in there. What you do is you set aside 30 minutes. You commit to setting aside 30 minutes, and you commit to doing it 5 days of the week ahead. I recommend Monday through Friday because you get it out of the way, you get it done consistently during the week, and bonus, you can do it 7 days a week. So if you feel like doing it for 7 days, you can do that then. And the reason that I say 30 is the core exercise program that you'll do consistently 5 days in a row or 5 days during that week, 5 to 7, will be probably 10 to 15 minutes, call it 12 minutes about. I also recommend before you do that to do a little bit of cardio. So my favorite is interval training and keeping it super simple. When I worked at the Center for Health at the hospital, we would do heart rates and and measure and be exact. That's not how I do it for my own practice, and it worked for me. What you do is you basically just do what you're gonna do. Run, dance, go on the treadmill, do something, go as much as you do as much as you can until you feel like, wow, okay, that's it. Then stop, breathe slowly, and let your heart rate come down. It's in that heart rate returning to its slower, natural state. That's where we start to work with the mitochondria. That's where we start to work with the metabolism. That's where the magic is. So I recommend doing that for 10 minutes before we go. That's enough to knock something out on the treadmill. It's enough to dance around your house, or the neighborhood, whatever you want to do. And then we go in, and the sessions that you will receive will have just a little bit of breathing, some sun salutation with some core focus, and then straight up core exercises, and then a pause and a breath, and return literally to center. So welcome. I hope that you join me. We will also have live sessions on Wednesdays at noon. It'll be Zoom. It'll be optional. I might record them for those who miss it, but it'll be just a good check-in. And we'll do a little core surprise extra bonus stuff there too. Oh, and lastly, I'm also including in here methods that really work in toning our body from the inside and the outside, like supplementation, should you choose to do that, Ayurvedic methods like Abhyanga, like putting coconut oil on and massaging the areas, and just things that, I don't know, if it worked for me and I feel like it can help you, I'm going to share it here. So welcome. If you want to hear my story a little bit more deeply, I'm going to put that in another recording and even show a picture of what that 8 to 10 years look like. And that's okay, I'm back now. And that's okay that I was there then. All right, hope we get to work together. Namaste.